TIFU by not taking a teenager's business idea seriously enough. About a year ago I was approached by a 16-year-old kid on LinkedIn with a business idea he wanted me to work with him on. I assumed a for free until funding basis. I'm a UX designer. I thought it was weird to be randomly contacted. But the foundations of his idea I thought were really solid and had growth potential. So I organized a call to discuss details, etc. He ended up not being able to attend that call. And when he reached out to reschedule, the message just slipped through my inbox unread for a while. After all, it was just a young guy with big dreams. How many guys are out there saying they've got the next big startup idea? So a week goes past and I forget about rescheduling. And then a month goes past and I forget about the idea altogether. A year goes past and I see his company in the news receiving over $2 million in venture capital funding. TLDR. Didn't take 16-yo with startup idea seriously. Missed out on a good growth opportunity. Finally, a TIFU that doesn't have to do with painful post-sex genitalia. Wow, that blows. What was his idea anyway? Follow up and re-engage. The real fuck up would have been if you worked for free on an idea that had no legs and flopped. The majority do, but obviously this kid is the exception. Now his company has some seed capital. I'll bet they still have UX problems to solve and new projects that need design. You can land a gig and have your choice of cash, equity, or likely a little of both. I don't think you missed out on $$ here. More like you missed out on 2 years of eating ramen noodles and watching helplessly as a 16-year-old burns $100,000 per month on an AWS budget he doesn't need. Serious question. Why would that funding make the news? Don't beat yourself up over it, lol. Everybody has the next big thing planned. And just because this one kid made it big, doesn't mean the hundreds behind him will as well. It also goes to show that a lot of major things come about from nothing. Heck, even our most popular items to date, Apple and Windows, started off in a garage with pennies. And now look at them. Yeah man. The dude asking you to design for free, then skipping the meeting fucked up. $2 million in venture funding isn't a ton in the grand scheme. Plus the whole hoping you get bought out to make options worth it and blah blah. Has he offered you say 25% of said company for your help? That's a better reason to be sad. That's not really how funding works. You wouldn't get paid any of that money if you had designed the UX. DWI nearly invested in Bitcoin in 2010. I was about to invest $150 in around July 2010 and ended up canceling last minute. It would be worth around $7,267,875,000 now if I'm not wrong. I'm known for a single mistake I made similar to this, except mine is now worth $242 million. I would have had no equity though. We would have been the supplier for their primary product. I can laugh now, but I didn't think anyone in their right mind would use their product. I vastly underestimated the market for what they wanted to do. My dad was approached about investing in Nextel phones when it was a startup. He thought it was a good idea, but was never an investor, just a business owner. About a year later it blew up and every contractor was using them, including his business. That teenager? Elon Musk. So, a TIFU not actually from today, more like a few years ago. So there I was, running unethical diamond mines in Africa. If it makes you feel any better, You didn't miss out on serious money yet. That $2 million in funding, it's not like they write him a big check. They put it out in phases as milestones are made. Nor do they give a big payout to the employees. That money is for specific things to grow the company. While an employee would go on salary, it would be a startup salary. And you wouldn't get a lump sum payout of any sort now. You wouldn't have made even what you would at a normal full-time job. For it to actually pay off will take more years, more luck, and require you to stick around at underpaid levels until the company is bought or dies. Also, for free until funded, never do that. For equity, maybe. But you need to be paid in some form. And as a pre-funding employee, you're basically looking to get founder-level shares or you're being screwed. $2 million fundraise. $2.2 million post-money valuation. VCs own 90%. You would have had ended up with a below-market comp package and 1% of a company that will never be worth more than $3 million. Which means an $8,000 payout at a 40% tax rate after 3 years of 90-hour weeks. And on a daily basis you'd have to deal with a 16-year-old who thinks he's figured out the world. Pass. Or you could hit him up and ask for a job, since supposedly is flush with cash and could pay your salary on a month-to-month basis right now. You did the right thing not working for free. $2 million in funding means he's just getting started. You haven't missed anything yet. At that stage, he's still 90% likely to fail instead of 99% likely to fail. You didn't fuck up by not taking a 16-year-old seriously. That's the right call almost every time. $10. This was written by a 16-year-old who can't get an artist to work for free on his crypto app. That hasn't launched yet. Just know, the design they went with prob had a huge effect on that amount of money. There's no guarantee you'd have had the same success. The kid made the money. Not anyone who worked for him. You never would have seen any of that money. Break that down. Say you chose to trade your fee for equity. Maybe negotiate 5% in return for a few months' worth of work. The $2 million is probably there at a 50-50 split. Which means your equity is now down to 2.5%. That 2.5% is worth about $100,000. But is entirely conditional on you being able to realize the debt. You may be stuck with that for another 5 years whilst it works its way up to be a full commercial ready product. The chance of success for a startup is at best 1 in 10. So you're effectively gambling $10,000. What's your time worth? How many hours would you have worked on the UX? Would you do the same for every idea that came across your desk?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.